heat. My people are not fools on the heat. You must let my people go, so we can rule from Cape to Cairo. You must free my people's hands, so we can rule our purpose land. I wanna know who owns the land. Who wanna know who owns the land? Okay, now listen carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So, Africa must be ruled by Africans. I wanna know who owns the land. We must rule from Cape to Cairo. We must rule our purpose land.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in and staying in there for us to get the material ready and every technical aspect of this broadcast ready. Is a privilege to come to you. Please, thank you for again hanging in there, especially those of you on Facebook. I see we hit 1,000 already, even when I wasn't up here yet on the Facebook. Thank you, and just go ahead and you hit the share button and let the numbers jump, Again, I come to you today with very, very exciting news. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not only getting French Cameroon soldiers to lay down their arms and run. We are sending them in their numbers. We increasingly send them in their numbers to visit with Patrick Ekema wherever he has been all this while. Thank you, Ground Zero, for tuning in again. I like coming to you to update you with what is going on here at the interim government, and of course with the struggle. Also, I'd like to thank all of you on Ground One who are there struggling to make a living. Those of you in Ghana, in Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, all across Africa, serving as refugees or living as refugees of Amazonia. Again, for those of you in Europe, I'd like to thank you for making this struggle a possibility, for financing it with your money. You know, Ground Zero looks up to you in Europe and in USA in particular. So we want to say thank you. Of course, USA including Canada, Europe including the United Kingdom, and those of you in Asia, China, you do a great job too. Thank you all on behalf of this interim government. Again, I come to you today with very, very exciting news, ladies and gentlemen. I will not keep you waiting for a second, because I see the numbers are just jumping. 1,200 on Facebook already. I don't know how many are on YouTube, but thank you very much. But before I go on, I like to remind you, look at your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that.
You can see how the flag is flying up. We have hosted the flag in Babanki. This is Babanki Tungo. We are right in the palace. We have hosted the flag up. As the flag is going up, means that we have accepted to be one Ambazonia. Yapo somewhere reporting from Babanki Tungo. Watch and see what is happening in the palace. You see the population. We have about 10,000 people here hosting the flag. This is our flag. It shall remain here until the day that we have our independence. The day is not far from now. We know 1st October will be the same thing.
All right, that is wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. Does that remind you of anything? Does that remind you of anything? That is when this all began. Again, that was when all this began. Many people did not believe it was going to come up to this. 5 years exactly. 5 years exactly. We are still in this. I think if anything, La République du Cameroon should know by now, we are not about starting this war. We are at war. And we will stay in this war until Ambazonia becomes a reality. We hear so much talk out there within the ranks of French Cameroon supporters and the so-called federalists talking about, we can live together in a federation. No, after 5 years and after 30,000 of our people killed, ladies and gentlemen, it didn't have to take this for French Cameroon to even think of discussing federation. The teachers, the students, the lawyers, they took to the streets in 2016 to talk federation. They were scorned and arrested and tortured and battered and released to prisons. Some of them are still there today. Tasang Wilfred, of course, is still there, ladies and gentlemen. So, no, if anybody thinks that after 5 years and seeing the exploits that we are making, that we will think of reversing and talking about federation, you make a very, very big mistake. And for those of you out there who are advisors to the Republic of Cameroon, please take away federation from your agenda. It will not take us to any negotiations. It will not take us to any table. So if that is your agenda, forget about it. We are into this for nothing but a free and independent sovereign republic, sovereign federal republic of Ambazonia. And we are bent, having lost 30,000 of our own. 30,000 of our own. We are not about to sacrifice their blood in their lives, in their families, for some nonsense thing called federation. It is off our agenda. It's never in our vocabulary anymore. La République du Cameroon made a fatal mistake. If they had listened to the likes of Dieudonné Isomba, maybe we would have discussed federation then. Today, it is off the hook. It is off the agenda. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am saying this to remind you, this coming week, we recall our 60 years of independence. Our 60 years of independence. This is very important, ladies and gentlemen, because when the United Nations voted in Article 1608, they voted for a sovereign country. The conspiracy to hand us to both the French and the British was carried out between the British and the French. That is not the independence that was voted for us at the United Nations. And which is why we are in this war saying we are actualizing our independence, not looking for independence, actualizing our independence, because it was actually voted for on April 21, 1961. 64 countries voted to give the Southern Cameroons their sovereignty. But between the British and the French, they conspire to yoke us, divide us, send part of us to Nigeria and send the other part to French Cameroon. Ladies and gentlemen, please, this is a very, very important event in the history of our nation to commemorate. Talking about October 1st this year. Just next week, that will be next Friday, actually, not tomorrow Friday, but next Friday will mark 60 years, ladies and gentlemen of Ambazonia. And we thank you that you will defy everything to celebrate our independence, and you don't have to go out there and carry out one of these rallies. No, we don't need you to go out there and do this. We just want you to do something symbolic. Do something symbolic in your home, in your village, your immediate community, You guys can come together, have some drinks, have a little party. In America, they say, let's get together and have a barbecue. But in Ambazonia, for the security situation, because of the security situation, we say that you get together in your homes, have a little drinks, and avoid going out there to be shot down by French Cameroon soldiers. You avoid going out there to be shot down by French Cameroon soldiers, ladies and gentlemen. This is very, very important. Let's remind La République du Cameroun, we know our birthday and we are actually not ashamed to celebrate our independence. Let them remind us of their Independence Day and celebrate it. Let us see. In fact, we will send congratulatory messages to them when they celebrate their independence. I hope they will do to us on October the 1st. I am looking for those patriotic, amber-loving Francophones who will, on October 1st, send congratulatory messages to the people of Ambazonia to say, congratulations, congratulations on your birthday, on your Independence Day. If there are Francophones out there who really say they support Ambazonia, they stand with Ambazonians, we want to see your independence messages, be it on the social media or Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, wherever. We want to receive your messages that say, thank you, Ambazonia, and happy Independence Day. Looking forward to that. That's when we want to know you are our supporters. So again, Ambazonians, on Friday, October 1st, we look forward to commemorating our 60 years of independence in a stolen sovereignty, in a colonized sovereignty by La République du Cameroun. So let us be very proud, make it very, very proud. You are in Europe, in the USA, please put parties together, raise the flag, sing the anthem in groups, send me your videos and we will broadcast them here on ABC. Again, in Europe, in the USA, gather in your groups, sing the anthem, raise the flag, send me the videos, and when you are taking your videos, make sure they come in a horizontal format, not like this, but like this. Send me your videos in the landscape format. We want to broadcast those videos, not just from Ground Zero, but of Ambazonians all over the globe, commemorating our Independence Day and reminding La République du Cameroun that we are gone, we are free and free indeed. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring you some updates here. I want to bring you some updates here from Ngoketunjia. Now, listen, all of you. You have learned of the invasion of Ngoketunjia by La République du Cameroun. You learn of tankers moving into Ngoketunjia. You saw bus loads of French Cameroon colonial forces moving into Ngoketunjia. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, you also saw these, their colonial trucks, these, their colonial tankers moving into Ngoketunjia. Ladies and gentlemen, you also saw images like these of French Cameroon officials, ladies and gentlemen, moving into Bamenda, colonial officials moving into Bamenda, and French Cameroon officials, they say they have changed the strategy. That strategy isn't working yet, ladies and gentlemen, and of course it isn't going to work. The strategy isn't going to work because for 5 years we have been good students, really good students. For 5 years, we Ambazonians have been really good students. You know, all of you know, ladies and gentlemen, from the beginning of this, who were taken unawares by French Cameroon, Paul Biya, declaring war. We were not ready for this. And so we went into it like ignorant people. It started slowly with our cutlasses, with our Rubai guns, with our Den guns. Then you added Odeshi into it. Then we're talking about the Lefances and the Manis. We're talking about the Fontem Asungani invented by us in Amazonia. We have then gone to the AKs, the ring of the AKs and the RPGs are here. And La République du Cameroon says they are changing strategy. Strategy to do what? They have brought in their captains, brought in their colonel, their generals. They have called for national dialogue. They have called for what? Regional councils. They have called for the DDRO, instituted the DDROs. All that nonsense. It changed nothing. Which strategy are they changing to? Of course, it isn't going to work. But ladies and gentlemen, listen to this. Listen to this. Today, yesterday night, dawning today, Thursday, three La République du Cameroon soldiers were arrested by the Amazonian Restoration Forces in Ngoketunjia. Again, listen to me carefully. Three La République du Cameroon soldiers were picked up, arrested by the Ngoketunjia Marines. I got Comrade Langmi who will be bringing us the details about that. Three of them picked up, arrested, and they are in custody. Ladies and gentlemen, as I speak, they are in custody with the Amazonia Restoration Forces as I speak. Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined by Comrade Langmi, who happens to be the spokesperson for the Restoration Forces. Now, let's get some details about that. Comrade Langmi, good to have you again, sir.
Good afternoon, Secretary Chris. Good evening to Ground Zero.
Thank you. It is great news that we got from Ngoketunjia this afternoon of the arrest of three French Cameroon soldiers yesterday. Today morning. Tell us what went on, sir.
Thank you, Secretary Chris. Fellow Amazonians, let me begin with the quote of a Chinese general, Sun Tzu. He said in one of his quotes, "Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win." End of quote. This is the exact scenario we are facing today. Where is Operation Clean Bamenda? Where is the 48 hours ultimatum that was issued by Brigadier General Ka Odonto Valer? Our fellow Amazonians, I want to salute you all. Our victory as a nation is certain as we prepare for one of the most bloodiest battles of this, our God-ordained revolution, our indomitable forces. Yes, our indomitable forces. The ARF are moving into strategic locations to take on La République du Cameroon terrorists. Yesterday at about 11 p.m. Ama time, a contingent of the Marine Force surrounded a checkpoint of La République du Cameroon forces and got three of the terrorists surrendered with little to no resistance. They are in our keeping right now. I am not going to give details of the location and the names of these terrorists who surrender with no resistance. That is why we are still having mercy for them. That is why they are still going to benefit. They will benefit from the General Convention on Warfare. But as it stands, the forces in Ngoketunjia are taking strategic location to take on La République du Cameroon terrorists.
What were these three soldiers doing, and were they alone or others escaped?
Actually, we got three of them, and the information we got from them so far is that few of them went to get food, and I think with a gunshot, they didn't return up to the point when these three surrendered their arms to our forces.
So they actually laid down their arms and surrendered, walked to our forces and surrendered themselves.
Yes, the message was very clear there because our forces were, of course, you know how when we move around with confidence, we move around with full force. Anything that stand on our way, we make sure to clear it off. And these forces are aware of our power. They are aware of the ammunition that we carry, or the equipment that we carry. And when we say surrender your arms, we are the restoration forces of Ngoketunjia County. There was no resistance on their part.
That is wonderful. Now I want to hope that they are not anywhere, because we know a lot of public forces are now all over in Ngoketunjia. We want to believe that they are not anywhere. They have been searched, and there are no tracking devices on their bodies.
Well, as of now, there are time bomb. Any retaliation from La Republic du Cameroon, they will face their Waterloo. I can assure you that. If we want to track them, if we want to use the cunning way they always use against our forces, we can do so. But as it stands, we are waiting for them. We are lying low, waiting to see what they will do next. And I want to say this to our civilians: we wish you well. Panic not, because panicking is not the solution at this point.
Now,
Pray
talking
more, keep your
about
faith high.
Now, talking about the civilians, what is the security situation there today, knowing that the place has been invaded by French Cameroon soldiers?
Well, our civilian in Ngoketunjia and Bui County, and of course the entire Amazonia, are aware of the situation we have at hand. I've said in many of my audios, and you as well, that we are at war. Everyone should be ready, and I'm sure our civilians are more than ready. We have advised our civilians to take locations to make sure that their life is secure, their property is secure, and the lives of their family members are all secure.
Have any
for one. Go ahead, sir.
Have any of our civilians in Ngoketunjia been confronted by these French Cameroon soldiers?
Yes, we got a situation in Barikumat village and in Bamali where these terrorists went into people's houses, broke open the house, stole some food items there and drinks. But so far, a few of them have also been arrested. They have arrested some of our civilians. We have issued an ultimatum for their immediate release. We are just waiting for what will happen next. But I want to assure you that most of our civilians are up to the task, and they are doing everything to make sure that they overcome this situation at hand.
Have there been any sighting of any helicopters within the airspace of Ngoketunjia?
Not as yet, but the rumors from neighboring La Republic du Cameroon, the rumor from their officials is that in the days ahead, they will be flying helicopter gunship to kill our civilians. Like I said earlier, we are ready for them in the air. We are ready to welcome them by land, and we are ready to welcome them by our water bodies, like the Bamingin Dam. We know some of them have crossed in ferry boats into Amazonia, and we have taken strategic location to deal with them squarely.
All right, comrade, please keep on educating our people on the ground to remain safe. We keep on asking them to run to locations where they can find some safety. This operation, they are taking it slowly, we realize. They are taking it slowly. Yesterday, I announced that what they are trying to do is to invade Ngoketunjia by air, by land, and even by the bushes. Their army will invade the bushes. You saw all the bus loads of French Cameroon soldiers taken to Bamenda. They are now in Ngoketunjia, the Endop area, and Bamuka, Bamising, all that area. They hope to also, you see the tankers on the screen here. They are getting in there with these tankers. I'm going to be talking about that because that really doesn't mean anything. That is empty propaganda they are trying to carry out there, but I'll be talking about that. But whatever the case, we are advising our people in Ngoketunjia to shun any intimidation, though they should get into hiding locations to avoid being confronted or killed by these terrorists, ladies and gentlemen, from French Cameroon. So, comrade, let me give you the last word. Anything you would like to pass on to ground zero?
Thank you, Secretary Chris. We have prepared enough popcorn for every one of these terrorists that enter our territory. I want to assure the people of Amazonia that the Amazonia Restoration Forces of Ngoketunjia County shall prevail. FEMA shall no pity shall prevail. Bui County, of course, shall prevail. Amazonia shall prevail, and homeland must be free. Stay prayerful, keep your faith high. This is just empty propaganda. The Republic promised to crush Amazonia in 2 weeks. If that is not a clue for you to know that the Republic are good at intimidation and propaganda, then I don't know what else will let you know that Dictator Biya is a finished man, and his regime will crumble in record time. I want to assure our people in Ngoketunjia, we are praying for you. The sons and daughters of Ngoketunjia who are living in the diaspora are praying so hard for you. We love you all, and we know God will protect you. I join my mouth with all the rest of us, Amazonia, to ask God, please God, help us. Victory is ours. Thank you so much, Secretary Chris.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Remain safe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is only one of the developments. That is only one of the developments that came to us this morning. One of the biggest of all is that, as you find on the screen, La République du Cameroun soldiers suffer more casualties. La République du Cameroun soldiers suffer more casualties. This happened yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. I received images, ladies and gentlemen, from, I received messages from people out there in Bamenda people. If you witnessed yesterday, helicopters were circling around Bamenda, and people were sending me messages and saying, we have helicopters circling over Bamenda for the past a few hours. They just didn't understand what was going on. This is what was going on. A battle was taking place in Njikwa, ladies and gentlemen, in Njikwa, where Amazonia restoration fighters in Njikwa killed 8 French Cameroon. We call them scouts. They pretend to be a trained army, but what the show they are putting out there in the battlefront isn't that of a trained army. Which trained army lay down arms and run and surrender? 8 of them surrendered or ran away from Libialem Menji a few days ago. We learned of 67 somewhere else. We learned of 3 gendarmes arrested, not 3 soldiers arrested, locked up in Bafoussam for attempting to run away from the battlefront. Ladies and gentlemen, Cameroon doesn't have soldiers. They have Boy Scouts. And that is why we are killing them like ants, chickens that they are, ladies and gentlemen. So again, yesterday, 8 of them were brought down in Njikwa. I am joined by the chairman for Njikwa local government, Comrade Patrick, who will update us of what happened at Njikwa yesterday. Hello, Mr. Chairman. Good to have you, sir.
Good to have you, Secretary Chris. Thank you so much for bringing me up to ABC TV today.
Thank you. It is good news coming from Njikwa after a very long time. Tell us what happened, sir.
Okay, Secretary Chris, one thing you have to know, it's not been a long time since Jikwa was up. It's just that the network in Jikwa is very bad. The guys in Jikwa took down 5 La Republic about a month and a half ago, but we could not get images of the incident or more update, but the people of Bengui could testify because they saw the corpse being carried to the clinic in Bengui. But what happened last week, the last incident in Jikwa happened just a few days ago, where the fighters of the mobile wing of the restoration forces of Jikwa were on a mission to another undisclosed location. While they were on their way, they stopped at the village market called Nkun Market, trying to get some food. But knowing that La Republic is always on their trail, they decided to put their traps while a few of them were eating. So there are 2 major roads that lead into the market. So the first restoration forces that were on the right side of the entrance to the market spotted La Republic guys coming. So they took their positions and engaged. So at that time, 2 La Republic dogs were put down, and the other ones that were coming from the left side thought that is the only area that the fighting was happening. They started running towards that direction. Unknown to them, the restoration forces had also put another trap on that direction. So since they were running without even thinking about what was going to happen, the commanders that were on that area, Commander Danger, was watching when they were coming, and he put 6 of them down, and about 4 of them were also seriously injured at that point.
So how many of them were there in total? 12 of them?
There were about 20 of them, but when they fight, the guys kept shooting, and they were not retreating. Some of them started running away. So there were only about 12 of them that came into the incident where the incident was happening.
Okay.
So the other one was standing at a very long distance. They did not show up. But the guys were able to see them from a distance because of the topography of the area.
Uh-huh.
So at this point, the commander, when the guys were on the ground, the commander tried to go down there and do some harvesting, but without knowing that one of them that was shot was behind a house. So the guy now started engaging the commander again.
Which commander are you referring to? Our commander or their commander?
Our commander.
Okay.
Commander Danger, was about to go do some harvesting with the guys on the ground. That's when he was shot around his left side. But the bullet did not penetrate any dangerous area. I spoke to him this morning. He sent me pictures of the injury, and he's doing very well, and he's in very good spirit. His only regret is that he did not take down all La Republic dogs. And one thing La Republic did not know, they had a good battalion of fighters in that area, and they were fully armed because they had a mission that they were working on. So before La Republic got there, maybe 75% of the fighters had moved to another location, and about just 25% of them were still in the area because they were trying to get some food. If not, all the La Republic thugs would have been eliminated. They would have left there in body bags.
Around what time of the day did this happen?
It was maybe about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. It was a market day, and the population was already coming into the market.
Okay. So tell us a total of how many of them were killed? 8?
8 of them. But 4 of them were injured. And we could tell that 4 of them were injured because when they started retreating because our guys were not backing down, they ran to the closest hospital that was maybe a mile away from there. They broke down the pharmacy doors and got medication from there and all the supplies that they needed. Maybe they wanted to do treatment on their guys.
And how were the corpses retrieved from the scene?
So we started getting all the information, but sometimes, some of this information from the initial part might be wrong. We were trying to get more confirmation from other independent sources from the area because we spoke to the commanders on 2 different occasions. Then we realized that happened because two helicopters landed in the area and retrieved their corpse.
What about our fighters? Apart from the commander, was anyone else injured or hurt?
That was the only person that was injured. One of them had a little injury around his leg, but the bullet did not penetrate any area. So we spoke to them yesterday, and this morning they are all doing fine, and they are just telling the Republic to be ready because they will not have any sleep in Jikwa anymore. Because Jikwa is not their land, this is not their territory. They should be ready to back out.
Now they have a permanent camp in Jikwa, isn't it?
Yes, actually they have a permanent camp in Jikwa. We have mapped out their spots in Jikwa. They have 3 cannons stationed around the GEO's office. One of them pointing towards the direction going to Oshe, one of them pointing towards the direction going to Nkun, and then there's another one pointing towards the valley behind the GEO's office. So we have mapped out these areas. We've also identified some of the houses that they have been hiding in the night for security reasons. So we have all mapped this out, and La Republic, they will be chased out of Jikwa as soon as we have everything that the guys get what they need to take care of these dogs in the area.
All right, that is great news. Great news coming from you guys in Jikwa. We really hope, ladies and gentlemen, we really hope that at this critical moment, when La Republic think they can concentrate on Ngoketunjia, that the neighboring LGAs and the counties, I'm talking about Meroun in particular, talking about Momo, they will begin to engage the French Cameroon forces, especially at this particular moment when they think they can focus all their archaic old armory on the little county of Ngoketunjia. Comrade, before I let you go, you have Jikwa, you have Menemo, you have Mogamo, you have Widikum, you have Ingi, and I think there is one other one. Can I hope that you guys will begin to coordinate and carry out more of these actions again? The timing being really important considering what goes on in Ngoketunjia?
Yes, Secretary Chris, what we are doing, we have more strategic plans in place, and we are just trying to make sure Momo doesn't become more of a political territory, but a fighting force in the Amazonian revolution. So we have all the plans in place. We are communicating with all the other LGAs on what we need to do. The mobile wing of Momo is set and ready to engage. The Momo marshals, as much as we sit here and people think the Momo marshals are not ready, they are ready, and in the days ahead, they will hear from Momo, as Momo is supposed to be taking the lead in every aspect of this revolution.
All right, that will be the resurrection of Momo. Momo has been a sleeping giant in this struggle so far, and I hope that the image of Momo is redeemed by such actions. Thank you, comrade. I don't know if there is anything you want to say before I let you go.
So just to tell the people of Jikwa, the people of Momo, we know the draft for Momo was moved to a later date. We want Ambazonia to know that we will not come to you if we don't know we're going to deliver. We are going to deliver as Momo is expected to be delivered. But know that at this particular time, I will be calling on people to see how we can make sure the commander that was injured get the proper treatment, and the people in Jikwa know they are always up to the task, and anybody that is willing to chip in something to make sure this commander gets the appropriate treatment. We do not want to put his pictures or the injuries on social media, and just because we know there are people out there watching and trying to see exactly who is this commander in Jikwa that has been given La Republic sleepless night. The last commander, who was the brigade commander in Jikwa, did say he was going to go with the head of that guy in Jikwa. And Commander Danger told him, we'll see who is who. And about a month and a half ago, the commander of Jikwa was taken down and 5 of his thugs. And they carried their body. We could not get to Jikwa, but the bodies were carried to Mbengui. Some people even rented motorcycles to carry La Republic cops from Jikwa. So Jikwa is not going to let Ambazonian down. Momo is not going to let Ambazonian down. Anybody that is thinking Jikwa is sleeping or Momo is sleeping, just know that this is the moment. If you want to just watch and see what is going to happen.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, again, that was the Honorable Chairman of Njikwa local government area. As if you are Ambazonian, you will recall Njikwa local government area is in Momo County, and that is a feat that they carried out there yesterday, 2 days ago in Njikwa, with their forces, the Ambazonia Restoration Forces in Njikwa, bringing down 8 French Cameroon soldiers for a visit with Patrick Ekema. Patrick Ekema should be having a lot of company as I speak, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's move to Bamenda. Something took place in Bamenda yesterday. Why? Colonial PM Dion Ngute, ladies and gentlemen, was out in the southern zone, Mutengene, Tiko, doing some futile PRO, public relations. I will come to that story. Now, you guys should remember this. When we call for this lockdown, remember, I came here and explained to you the purpose for the lockdown. And the purpose was depriving French Cameroon a message at the United Nations General Assembly that says, oh, we are taking control, we are having the situation in order, only a few pockets of resistance remain out there. That was exactly what Dion Ngute's triumphant entry into the Mongol was meant to achieve. Unfortunately, from day one of this lockdown, we already send a stronger message to the international community and those meeting at the United Nations that Ambazonia belongs to Ambazonia. Ambazonians own and control Ambazonia by that feat carried out in Ngoketunjia, Bamesing, by Fimashe No Pity and his boys. That message, nothing can beat that message. And for the fact that lockdown has continued up to today, ladies and gentlemen, all that you saw at the Mongo and in Tico by criminal, I don't know whether it's a criminal, but by Colonial Prime Minister Dion Ngute is empty propaganda, empty PRO that doesn't change or buy them any favors from anybody in the international community. They look at him as a lame prime minister. What was he doing there, by the way, loading people from Yaoundé and Douala to Tico, ladies and gentlemen? What was that? And then he walks there and they bring the photograph of Paul Biya and they present to him the Messiah of the country, the head of state as they call it. It's funny. It's funny what these guys think they can do to stop this war. All right. But why Dion Ngute was in Tico? Betty Asomo, I think he's called defense minister, was out there in Bamenda. And I'd like you to listen to what he said. Please listen to Betty Asomo, somebody. Listen to him.
Northwest region today for an emergency. The High Military Command and myself dispatched by the President of the Republic, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, in the aftermath of the bloody and treacherous attacks whereby the defense and security forces have been subject to of late in this region by irredentist separatists, obviously equipped with increasingly sophisticated equipment and benefiting, this is an established fact, from human and external material support. The new paradigm of the security situation, which is already in the process of consolidation in this region, as in that of the Southwest, warrants a change of approach in the action of the defense and security forces. We wish to convey to the biological bereaved families and the large military family the deep and sincere condolences of the President of the Republic.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Colonial Defense Minister, they call him Betty Asomo. That was in Bamenda yesterday. Now, there are two things that I pick out of there. Number one, he sends to the family of the deceased deep and sincere condolences from the head of state. Everything in that damn country is from the head of state. If you get a piece of bread, thanks to the head of state. If you can get water to drink, thanks to the head of state. If you can go to school, thanks to the head of state. Even when you have a toilet in your house, thanks to the head of state. When people die, he says thanks to the head of state. What a country, ladies and gentlemen. But Betty Asomo says the strategy is going forward to change. This strategy, their strategy, war strategy is now going to change. He says the terrorists, referring to Ambazonia restoration fighters, are better equipped with better equipment with the help of some foreign groups. He says with the help of some foreign groups. You know, these guys, they never learn a lesson. They never, ever learn a lesson. Again, when we started this war, we started with cutlasses, Odeshi, rubber guns, Dane guns. They thought perhaps we're going to remain stagnant. It will stay that way and they will wipe us out. I think he was even the one who said 2 cubes of sugar. Unfortunately, we are learning our lessons as we make progress in the prosecution of this war. We are no longer talking about den guns and rubber guns and cutlasses and Odeshi. No, we are also talking about RPGs. We will match every equipment, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope they listen to me. Ambazonia will match every piece of equipment brought there by French Cameroon. Unfortunately, French Cameroon is out there displaying archaic equipment. Look at this now, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look at those tankers that they parade Bamenda, they parade end up with. Who is still using military tankers with rubber tires? Who is still using it? Which country? Which country, ladies and gentlemen, is still using military tankers with rubber tires? These tankers are not even as good as World War I military tankers. This is food. This is food for the Français and the RPGs that we are using. And we can promise French Cameroon officials they will not return. These things will not all cross back to Yaoundé or Douala from Ambazonia. So they say they want now to pursue a different strategy, What strategy are they going to pursue? What strategy are they going to pursue? Now, we have said here, ladies and gentlemen, should they use anything, these things that we see, these corpses of military cannons, to attack any civilians anywhere in Ngoketunjia, we will respond with a confrontation and attack on their own settlements. And I have heard some people try to make the argument that no, you cannot cross and attack them. No, let's not be naive. Do not be naive. French Cameroon does not have any legal right to attack civilian settlements, to attack unarmed civilians with military equipment, mortars such as the one that you see on the screen. It is against any international convention to attack unarmed civilian settlements with equipment such as these. And so, if they dare it, if they try it, and we go after them, you go to court. The court is not asking, where did you fight? Why did you cross over? No, the court is asking, who is the aggressor? The aggressor in this case isn't Ambazonia restoration fighters. The aggressor in this case is French Cameroon using mortars against unarmed civilians. So please, that idea that we cannot cross over and attack them, please put it somewhere else. If they attack our civilians, unarmed civilians, we have every reason and every right to go after their civilians. They think that the war has started. No, the war is starting. Whatever they do, we will give it back to them in the same measure, in the same cup. So Francophones should be ready. Francophones should be ready. They use this thing to burn down our homes, kill our people, as have killed 30,000 already. We are now resolved. We will come after you in your own territories. French Cameroon doesn't have the monopoly of aggression. They don't. They just don't. French Cameroon, you want to fight this war? Watch the war as much as you can. Kill as many as you can of Ambazonia restoration fighters. But you go after the civilians, we will come after your civilians, and there will be no mercy. That is our resolve. So, ladies and gentlemen, for you, the civilians, I want you to know, French Cameroon should not intimidate you. French Cameroon should not intimidate you with this empty equipment that you see. This equipment may not even be able to get up to Ngoketunjia. They may not be able to get up to that place, ladies and look at them. Look at them. This equipment may not be able to get up to Ngoketunjia. Where are the roads? The roads are not there, and these things that you see, they are death machines. Death machines. Ladies and gentlemen, they are death machines. And who is that? Betty Asomo wants us to believe the tactic has changed. They think that we will see these machines and these death machines, these World War I machines, and get so terrified, so shivering that we surrender, isn't it? French Cameroon has no weapon left that will get Ambazonia to surrender. When you hear the last man standing, we mean the last man standing. And there is no machine that will stop us. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no machine that will stop us. So, I'm sending a message to them, but I want you to imagine this, ladies and gentlemen. Betty Asomo descends on Bamenda, and he is holding a security meeting. They call it high security meeting. And guess who is there? Guess who is there? He is here in the southern Cameroon's territory, where they have their colonial governor, they have their SDOs, they have their generals, they have their mayors. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The people who are seated on this table with Betty Asomo, they are not Southern Cameroonians, they are Francophones. They are Francophones. And let me tell you one of the reasons they are not winning this war. When they were marginalizing us, refusing to dig roads into our enclaves, into our territories, they thought they were punishing us. Now there is war. Their vehicles cannot get to those towns and villages. They thought they were marginalizing us by, making themselves, appointing only their own French-speaking citizens into these top positions. Now they come into our territory, and you look at the people seated around that table, they are all Francophones. The few Anglophones, as they call it, certain Cameroonians who are there, they give us every piece of information from that table. Yes, the few Ambazonians seated with Betty Asomo on the table, ladies and gentlemen, they give us every bit of intelligence emerging from that table. That is why we can tell, before they come out of those meetings, what transpired at those meetings. They are wasting their time. There is no other new strategy they can bring forth to stop this war, to stop this train that heads to Boya. There is no other strategy. They ran out of strategy. They ran out of strategy, ladies and gentlemen. And to their soldiers, let me remind you again, you are fighting and dying for these old men. Look at his face. This guy is not a young man. Now you see him in Bamenda. He is surrounded in Bamenda by the military, colonels, captains, generals. They are protecting him. Who is protecting you in the battlefield? I'm asking you, the French Cameroon fighter out there, sacrificing your life, carrying that gun and sleeping under the coal every night. Who is protecting you? I just reported here how 3 of you were picked up yesterday. You will remain in custody. We will keep you in custody until this war is over, if you don't die before then. But listen, who is protecting you out there? Please, there is no need, just no good reason for you to be out there sacrificing your life, sacrificing your family. When you die, that damn country will not give your family a dime as compensation for the service you render to them. Let me also add this. As you have heard it from so many people, it's a damn useless war. A damn useless war. National armies fight to protect their country from foreign aggression. Who are you fighting to protect in your own country? Who are you fighting to protect against La République du Cameroun? There is no reason for you to be at the war front. Look for the way. Find your way. Lay down your arms. As others have done, many others have done. Lay down your arms, and we will help you if need be. We will help you. Ambazonians will help you to find your way out of Ambazonia and maybe even out of La République du Cameroun. This is not a war for which you should die. You should not die for all people who are as good as death itself. They are about to die, and they want you to fight, die in the battlefield, so that their children can just maintain the wealth they have looted from the state. And they want to sacrifice you for it. So please, our appeal to you is lay down your arms, walk away. Give us a phone call, ladies and gentlemen, if you have need for support, for us to help you to escape. Call us. I have a number on the screen. Call this number if you are a French Cameroon soldier and you need to lay down your arms to escape. You call that number. We will help you. We will help you to lay down your arms and walk away as a free man, free from those thugs who rule La République du Cameroun. This is very, very important. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we do not want anybody on ground zero. I'm talking to the civilians. Do not tremble. Do not tremble when you see these dead machines. They are good for nothing. They cannot even get to Ngoketunjia. Look at the tires. Look at the tires. Those tires cannot get to Ngoketunjia. On which road are they going to pass? Where are they going to pass? I saw the French Cameroon army the other day digging, I think that was Sabgahi. And they said they want to go there with these machines. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing but propaganda. Nothing but propaganda that you see out there. Nothing but propaganda that you find out there from French Cameroon. They got no strategy left. Now remember, when this war began, when they declared war, and 1 month, 2 months, 6 months after, nothing happened. They started talking about grand national dialogue. Grand national dialogue. They hurried and brought all these apologies together, their own apologies, the Frundis, the Munzus, the Cardinal Tumis, and so on. They hurriedly brought them up, assembled them, and they said, okay, we're going to give you people in the Anglophone regions, we're going to give you some special status as if they have any legal right. For a country that came together with us on equal basis and equal terms, they were now trying to dictate to us, we will give you special status as if they are sympathetic, ladies and gentlemen, with us. So, but of course, the buffoons, those apologists, the Frondis, the Monzus, the Cardinals, they all said, yes, sir, and they took special status. In the special status, they said, we will give you regional councils. We will give you the House of Chiefs. They think that we will hear the idea of a House of Chiefs and say, yeah, finally, we got back to the West Cameroon era with our House of Chiefs. They gave us a House of Chiefs. Guess what the chiefs are doing? The chiefs are up in Bamenda running planning elections for the CPDM. So these houses of chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, are they any different from an organ of the CPDM? That is the reason why we will continue to fight, because everything they do is pure window dressing. Pure window dressing. They have done nothing that has changed the situation. And Betty Asomo says now we have a different strategy because they resorted to arms. Nothing that they have done has worked. No strategy has worked. Look at the DDRO Center. They went out, carefully persuaded some of these our fighters. They laid down their arms, walked over to them to the DDRO Center. We saw one of them the other day burning corn, roasting corn by the side of the road. That is their rehabilitation, right? Rehabilitation means go to the side of the road and burn corn, roast corn. We heard of Kawa Yanik guy. The guy is in jail in Douala. Guess why? He is arrested and put in jail because he is now trying, after waiting for 5 years to be rehabilitated. He is told you can go fend for yourself. The guy goes out, buys petrol from I guess Victoria there. Alone he is taking it to Douala, and he is arrested on the way, and he is told this petrol you are carrying, you are taking it to go and cause havoc, burn down property in our territory in Douala. They picked him up, and the guy is now in jail. That is the young guy whom French Cameroon used as a spokesperson, the spokesperson for all Ambazonians who lay down their arms at their Grand National Dialogue. He was their image. You see him there in a yellow t-shirt, speaking some good English there. Just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, Ambazonia Restoration Forces who are still left out there, listen to the sound of my voice. Never, ever should you lay your arms. Even if they promise you 200 million francs CFA, you will not see a franc of it. You will never see a franc of it. And you lay down your arms, you will have the same destiny as Kawa Yanik, and that other guy burning corn by the road. How about Nambere? Well, how about Nambere? Where are they? Ambazonians, restoration fighters, listen to the sound of my voice. You pick up arms to defend your liberties and your country. You have no reason, no reason. Die fighting, and we will call you a brave and courageous man. But you surrender yourself to La Republic of Cameroon and go through this kind of life that Nambere is living, Kawa Yannick is living, Bertus or what is living, Clovis is living. We have no pities for you. We have no pities for you. We have no pities for Clovis. We have no pities for Kawa Yannick. We have no pities for Namberes. We have no pity. All of you watching at me right now at those DD Arrow Center, we got no pities for you. You were greedy to think you can lay down your arms and go, and La Republic of Cameroon will give you a lot of money. You will start business. Come on. So, ladies and gentlemen, Betty Asomo says, he says they got a new strategy. He said they got a new strategy. We don't know what that strategy is. Unfortunately, none of their strategy has worked, and whatever they have now will not work. If they think that they can use their tankers and go and spray entire towns and cities in Amazonia, there will still be many people standing. There will still be many people standing, not yet the last man standing, ladies and gentlemen. So please ignore what they sit round that table planning. They will plan it and it will fail. It will fail. So I hope they get this message. As they plan, we too, we are planning. As they plan, we are inventing new weapons with which to defend ourselves and defend our territory. So, as they plan, we too, we are planning, and we will see the last man standing. We will see who will laugh last. This is our pledge to French Cameroon terrorist administrators and their soldiers. But besides that, ladies and gentlemen, let me take you to one other subject here. I'd like you to take a look at these images. Finally, French Cameroon citizens are weeping.
Allez-y doucement, allez-y vous êtes pressé comme ça, non, mon frère? Pourquoi vous êtes pressé comme ça? Doucement.
Gars, monte ton panneau là. Yo, joue un peu.
Non.
On est devant là.
Attendez, le délai ne peut pas.
Pourquoi Franck Biya n'est pas au front? Pourquoi Franck Biya n'est pas au front? Partagez ces messages. Vous avez vu des militaires pleurer. Vous avez vu ces militaires. Ils savent qu'ils vont tomber demain. Ils entendent leurs frères. Mais ces militaires savent que leurs jours sont comptés. Parce qu'ils vont devoir rentrer au front. Elle n'a pas demandé d'être militaire. Elle n'a pas demandé à prendre une arme, à se retourner contre ses frères. Elle n'a pas demandé à être une meurtrière.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the outrage out there coming from French Cameroon citizens over the death of 15 of their own. In the course of this war, over 30,000 Ambazonians, Southern Cameroonians, have been massacred, some killed in the most brutal manner. We never heard any Francophones raise their voice to condemn. When, look, remember Bali, for example, in 2018. Remember Ngarubu last year. Remember Ekona, remember Moyoka, remember Mawutu, remember Tete, remember, I mean, which ones are we going to count and not count? French Cameroonians, Francophones, they never for once raised their voice or carried out a single protest, such as the one you find on the screen there. They never, but 15 of them, just 15 of them, ladies and gentlemen, I don't blame them, maybe because they have not seen the past ones. You know, I said here that, please, La Republic of Cameroon is not so outraged over what happened in Bamesing because we kill 15 of them. No, that is not what their outrage is all about. I am here referring to their colonial officials. They are not outraged because 15 of them were killed by Ambazonia restoration fighters. No, don't be mistaken. That is not the reason why Betty Asomo and their generals are so outraged and they are parading tankers all over the place. They are outraged because they could not control the imaging. So many of them. More than this having, I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, 2019, hundreds of them, sometimes 40, 30, 20, were killed in Libya by the restoration forces. You never saw it because it was never on video. What is hurting them and getting them really outraged in pretending the strategy is going to change is because they could not control these images from Bamesing, Ngoketunjia. That is where their outrage is, ladies and gentlemen. It is because we got the images. We put out the images before they saw them, so they could not control them. That is where their outrage is. So they are not outraged because 15 of their soldiers died. Do they really care? They don't care that 15 of their soldiers died. There is one of them, a former French Cameroon soldier somewhere in the state of Maryland, who escaped. He was sent to Libya, and after he saw how many people were being killed there, the man said, he is not going there. He is not going there. He told them that he was sick. And when they admitted him in the hospital, stayed in the hospital, and thank God he had an opening to escape, moved to the USA. And when he is narrating the stories of what they encounter, the deaths in the BLM, you will not believe it. So the problem why Betty Asomo and their generals are mad now is not because this is the first time we are killing them in these numbers. They are mad because we have them on video and we can circulate them the way we want, the degree we want. But I am talking here now about Francophone civilians carrying out a protest, protesting the killing of their family members. These people, some people say they are our brothers. They have never been our brothers. They will never be our brothers. They will never be, and they have never been, because if they were If they were our brothers, listen, they would have taken to the streets again and again and again and again after their soldiers, their sons, the same sons they are protesting and mourning right now after they killed our parents, they killed our brothers, they killed our sisters, they burnt down our homes and our villages. They never ever protested. I really feel for them. I really feel for them. This is not as if I am not sympathetic, ladies and gentlemen. I am. Indeed, I am. But listen, they are hypocrites. They are big hypocrites. Now they are protesting the war. Now they are protesting the war because their corpses are coming home for burial. But when Ambazonia corpses go home for burial, they don't care. They don't care. Many of them, you go to the social media, look at what they put out there on the social media. They curse us at us. They say all sort of things. The Biafrans, the 2 cubes of sugar, you know. They say Ambazozo, all that mockery. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they have to do better. They want this war to come to an end. We do not need a protest of 2 or 3 gathered together. We need a protest of millions of them on the streets of Douala, Yaoundé, Bafoussam, telling their government this war must be brought to an end and you must go and talk to the Ambazonian people. That is what we want, not what we see here on the screen here, ladies and gentlemen. So, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I think I exhausted my agenda here for today. I will open the phone lines. I see the social media is still thickly populated here. Yes, I will leave it here. I still see 2,300 people on Facebook. I don't know how many are there on the YouTube. But, ladies and gentlemen, I will open the phone lines quickly, briefly. I would have ended it here, but because I see so many people watching, I will open the phone lines briefly and take a few contributions from all of you who are watching out there. I want to, before I do that, let me say a thank you. Let me say a thank you to our fighters up there, the Bui warriors. Kudos. Kudos, ladies and gentlemen, to our Bui warriors who have made us really, really proud. Who have made us really, really proud. These are the Bui warriors you find on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Let us all give them. Everybody, hashtag Bui warriors will love you. Bui warriors will love you. Everybody, hashtag Bui warriors we love you. And remember, lockdown, ladies and gentlemen, lockdown continues on Monday. Lockdown continues on Monday. Tomorrow is free for all. Please go out, do some shopping, do some trading. Unfortunately, let me say this to all of you out there who have called here to appear that we do some adjustments for the free days. Unfortunately, we thought about it. We really consider all your input, but we saw that it may not be, it may affect the way others look at this and consider this. So we thought, let's just continue the way it is. We continue the way it is. So lockdown starts again on Monday. I really want to thank all of you, Ground Zero, Kumba, K-Town. You made us really, really, really proud. God protect you all. God bless you all in K-Town for standing up for our independence. Of course, Abakwa, God bless you all. We have issues with Nkwen. On a daily basis, we have received information about Nkwen not respecting, especially the Okada riders at Nkwen, not respecting lockdowns. We will get to them, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, Victoria is part of it. These recalcitrant neighborhoods and towns, cities, we will force them. We will force them. If it is not today, it will be tomorrow. But for all of you, the 90% of Ambazonia that has observed lockdown, May God continue to protect you and deliver you from the bullets of the scouts invading from French Cameroon. We will see victory. We will gain our independence. Nothing can stop us. You can trust that we here at this interim government, we are resolved and resilient enough to see that victory, to meet you all on that great reunion day in Boya. So ladies and gentlemen, I will open the phone lines and take your calls. Please, before you call, make sure that the volume of your television set is shut down. Make sure the volume of your TV set is shut down before you call. Let me get to the first caller here now. Hello, sir.
Yes, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. You have 1 minute. Quickly, go on.
Yes, I thank you very much for the fabulous job you have been doing all this while. My brother, we are very delighted for this work. We thank you very much. What I want to say is that the Francophones who are saying that they should wipe us or should understand that Ahijo told Mr. Bia that he should be very careful with us. I think they are ignorant about that. They should understand that Ahijo made it very clear that Mr. Bia should be very careful, should not joke with us. But then if Mr. Bia did not hear Ahijo with his people till today, they are still putting power. I want to make them understand that Field Marshal Nobiti is not working on his own. The entire Amazonian people are behind him. Clergymen, prophet people like us are behind him praying. This is a God's ordained war. They should not think that they are going to solve the problem with ammunition. It will not work. No matter what amount of ammunition that they will bring to our territories, we are going to seize those ammunition before we gain our independence. Before we take back our independence, we will have enough arms in our state. So
we will see. This is what I said before. We will get these First World War tankers, burn them down in Amazonia. Then the guns we will recover from them. We will use those same guns to beat them and get our independence. I know I was speaking to somebody in Somaliland, and they told me they never had a single gun supplier, arms supplier, when they fought against Somalia. They fought Somalia, defeated their, killed the army, took the guns, turned it against them, and Somaliland got its independence. We will replicate the same thing in Amazonia. We will send them all in their body bags and their machines like these ones will be burnt down. Yes, sir.
Yes, as you earlier said, see, the Francophones are agitating now because we are killing them. And you said something very pertinent that the previous killings, they were not really aware of the fact that their military were being killed massively in the Amazonian land. It's just due to this recent time that they saw those videos that they are very angry and they are protesting. They are mocking themselves because when they kill thousands and thousands of close to 40,000 of Amazonian, they did not say a word. Their clergymen, nobody of theirs got up their legend. Like Samuel told the Miller and so on, the Lord Emmanuel, but nobody made a statement. These people are very wicked. Right. Even their own very soldiers that are dying, they care very less about what is happening. They are just agitating, pretending all what they are doing. Let them know that we are gone. And
thank you.
They will kill all of us. And we will keep on with the fight till the last person. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. Okay, I see calls. My phone is ringing like crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and call in with your contributions. Let's get to the next caller here. Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling from, please?
Yes, from Bamenda, sir, from Bamenda.
Okay, how was lockdown in Bamenda today?
98%. 98%.
Wonderful.
2%. The 2% deficiency was from the case of the Queen.
The Bamle keys are in Queen. Yeah, we know that. Wherever they are, they try to defy us. They are doing the same in Victoria and in Queen. So, thank you for that. What is in your mind?
Thank you. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this presentation in particular. I just want to appeal to Ambazonians to do a lot of prayer. You know, we are not fighting only with weapons and so on. The thing is also has a spiritual dimension. Let Amazonians pray for these boys. These boys have done everything these boys have done a lot to deserve our prayers, our encouragement, and our support. So we should pray for them. Pray for them, for their safety and for their victory. And then secondly, I want to say, as I always say, that Francophone, that hypocrisy that Francophones are doing like that. Francophones, I'm not a leader of this, I'm not a leader of Amazonia, but as an Amazonian, I am saying that Francophones have no place in Amazonia now or forever. They have no place. And as even those that are married here, those that are born here, they should get ready to leave our land and go and destroy themselves there. Nothing can change that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They are hearing us. They are hearing us. In that moment will come. Thank you. Remain safe. All right. Let's get back to the phones. Ground Zero calling. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. May I know where you are calling from, please?
Yeah, I'm calling from Northern Zone.
Okay, and what is your contribution?
Yeah, Secretary Chris, really want to appreciate you for the wonderful work you're doing. We really thank God that He gave you to this revolution or to this struggle, because each time we see your face on the screen, we have hopes. We have, you know, the determination to continue to support this struggle. You see, when people like Betty Asomo, they come up to the Northern Zone, what are they really coming to do with tankers which are outdated?
Yeah.
To kill the idea that is in the minds of Amazonians, or what? I just liken them to Pharaoh, who is stubborn and will not want to let go, and they will all drown in the seas. They will all drown in the seas.
They are drowning. They are drowning already. For them to pull out old First World War tankers and bring to Bamenda, that is a height of frustration. That's a country that cannot boast of. I don't think they have up to 3 or even 2 Apache helicopters. They don't.
That is true. That is true, Secretary Chris. It's amazing that the 2 cubes of sugar have refused to dissolve, and they are doing everything to see that they will get it dissolved. And they have forgotten that this struggle has been placed in the hands of God, and God is fighting. The earth is fighting. The air is fighting. In fact, everything is fighting against them. I thank you very much, and I appreciate what you people are doing. Continue and stay blessed.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. Remain safe. Okay, the phones are shouting, ladies and gentlemen, and that's Ground Zero. Hello.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling in from, please?
Yes. I'm calling from Batibo.
Wonderful. That is great to hear you from Batibo. You don't take some boot today, some more boot today? Palm wine?
I don't take some small boot today.
All right. Batibo boot, right?
Yeah, that is it.
All right. What is your contribution, sir?
Yes. I just want to say that, like now, if you have some material to share, you can share it by ballet, by foot, those places that you know that this our border is serious. Because now, if you see like military, they are focused on OPT now, but if you have some material to share in this place that you know that they are very serious, this place should be booming now, because their focus now is on no pity. Let this other place should be start to be shaken. So the military, they will just be in confusion because their focus is on no pity now. Let the other place start to be booming. So if you have some material, share it to these places that they know that they are serious.
All right, that makes sense. Thank you for the call. Okay, let's get to the next caller here. Hello, sir.
Good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the northern zone, Bamenda.
Okay, how was lockdown there, sir?
It's not a matter of asking, you don't know what Bamenda could be when it comes to this, our struggle.
Right.
There are people who respect everything. That is our own way of drafting.
Except
This is our way of drafting, yes, and people will draft.
All right.
Actually, you look like a British man, and that is how we should be looking. I just called to contribute on this issue of Francophones pretending to make a protest march. It is late. It is very, very late on them doing that because they have killed only few of that person to go out on the street. The 40,000 English-speaking Cameroonians that have been killed, Southern Cameroonians that have been killed. Is it not that they were going out? Look, these people, these guys are hypocrites. Forget about all what they're doing. They know that certain things are coming within their place. Like their candidate that is coming pretending to have a march in Victoria. They want to start doing this. You see from what they are doing, they will write terrible reports all over places. The country find that other brother this side, they don't want them to go. We are already arranging it. Want to go on this, like some of them talk of that and nonsense federalism. No. Just forget about what these guys are doing. They are all crooks. They are crooks, hypocrites. We should forget about them. It has long passed. We have crossed the Rubicon, and there's no way for us to come back. Good evening, and God bless you. God bless Abazona. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You remain safe, though. You remain safe out there. Okay, that was from Abakwa. Let's get to the next caller here. Hello. Hello, can you turn down the volume of your TV, sir? Turn down the volume of your TV.
Hello, Secretary, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but there is some fidgeting, a lot of noise in your background.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Where are you calling from, sir?
Yeah, I'm calling from Abakwa.
Okay, and what is your contribution?
Yeah, I will begin by sending a very good message of congratulations to the Marine Force, and I wish to encourage each and every Amazonia to still fast and be determined to the end of this struggle. And as we all saw the images coming from the Republic of Cameroon today, they are pretending, trying to show how they feel regrets of losing 15 people. We are telling them we have lost over 30 people in this revolution, and we are not giving up to the end. So they stop pretending. They are not yet more. They want more than what they have seen this time around.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you for your contribution.
And I wish.
Hello. 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 Okay, I guess this is a bad network, bad connection here. Let's move to the next caller. Hello.
Yes, hello, Secretary Chris.
Yes, sir. Good. I guess you are in the U.S. I see your number. It's a U.S. number. Good afternoon.
Yes, yes. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So just one point. I'm not going to take much time. Just to let you know that I see some protests, some Francophones protesting. These Francophones are not protesting for the 30,000 Amazonians who have been killed.
Correct.
They are protesting for the few 15 or how many, few number of their citizens. They are not like protesting because quote and unquote their brothers are being killed on the other side of the Mongo. That's all. That's my point I'm trying to make.
Exactly. Thank you, sir. All right, let's get to the calls. Okay. This is a bad connection. All right. Okay. Hello.
Hello. Good evening, Secretary.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling in from, please?
I'm calling from Victoria.
Victoria. Tell us, how was Victoria today?
Actually, Victoria has been very stubborn when it comes to this, our lockdown.
And what do you think is the reason?
Hello?
What do you think is the reason?
I just want to say that this so-called Bambeleke French people,
Okay, we lost that caller. Let's get to the next caller. Okay. Okay, let's get to the next caller. Hello. Hello. Can you raise your voice, sir? I can barely hear you. Hello. Okay, let's get to the next caller here. Hello. Hello. Bad connection, muted caller. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, can you speak louder, please?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Republic.
You're calling from La Republic. Okay. What town? What city precisely? Okay. All right. So, what is your contribution?
Yes, I thought one of our brothers said that they should drop all the francophones in our zone, in our Amazonian zone. That if they drop them, they where they are now, and we are found in their own zone, and if they send us away, because we have so much family here which we can't bring them there, they can't only take care of themselves, so we are here, so we should drive them. Those who are not with us, they will drive them, and those who support us will be with them. So
we totally understand your predicament. However, we would not, because of a few of you who have moved to French Cameroon territory, get this struggle to go for 20 years, whereas it should take us 5 years or 6 years. If all of you pull back into Ambazonia, there is enough space for you to live. So you don't have to be in Bafoussam. You can be in Bamenda. You can be in Nkwen. You can be, I don't know anywhere in Ambazonia that is totally shut down. If it is because of your school for your kids, you can take them into Bamenda. All right. Thank you for the call. Okay. I am just receiving a photograph here stating that Bui warriors have burnt down the prison in Melouf. In Kumbo, casualties are heavy on the enemy side and one dead. I don't know where one is dead on our side or what, I don't know. All the warriors are safe and back to base. Again, Bui warriors have just burnt down the prison in Melouf. In Kumbo, casualties are heavy, the information says. All right, let's get to this caller here. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, Secretary. Yeah, my greetings.
Greetings, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from there.
You calling from where? Well, you have a poor connection, sir. I can't get you. Okay, let's get to this next caller here. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Secretary Chris. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Germany. My name is Chris. Yes, I don't have much to say. I just want to say that for the forces, it is very nice, very sweet, and beautiful when they take down the frogs and they burn them, so that their family will never ever see even the corpse. Their family will never even be able to bury them. As far as my LG and county is concerned, now we have taken the decision. If those frogs they kill any of our civilians, we will enter their own land and kill their own civilian. If they burn our village, we will enter there and burn their own village. So that is our decision for now. So they should be listening very well. That is all I have to say. Thank you, Secretary Chris. I wish you all the best and I enjoy what you are doing.
Thank you. Have a great night. Okay. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Hello, good evening, sir. Calling from Ground 1. Where precisely, sir?
Abuja, to be precise.
Abuja, all right, awesome. Tell me, what is in your mind?
I'm an ex-fighter. I sustained an injury, and I've been here for almost 2 years now. This is my first time calling.
Oh, wow. Thank you for your service, and I hope that you get healed and recover quickly.
I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy with what I'm seeing down there. It's like I should regain more energy, more strength, and meet my brothers back there. I'm just so happy with what is happening there. Even though with my injury here now, I'm just excited with the activities of our brothers who are resisting back home. I'm happy, I'm grateful, it's like I should jump up, I should scream. I decided to call today SARS to let them know that I call them enemies, let the enemies get to know that we are not going to give up. We are not going to give up. Immediately I get myself, after taking care of myself, even though they claim that they can trace us, whatever, they cannot trace me. They will never. And they will never trace those with whom we are together here. We are the one to trace them. I thank God for no pity by Field Marshal. I thank God for all the other Field Marshals who are really doing what is supposed to be done. I said, let me just call so as to encourage those who are at ground zero doing what is supposed to be done. And so as to also tell you that we are grateful, even here in ground one, even here in ground one, where they said they can do whatever they can do. We will be here, and nothing is going to happen. I think I should end here. I should just stop here so that others will take care.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. Let's see. Ground zero. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Gangwan, from La République.
From La République. Yes. Which city, which town?
Litora.
Okay, all right. What's in your mind?
Just wish to congratulate you for what you have been doing, and just getting some information that an explosion has taken place in the Mbengwe Park now, and the death toll, nobody can say for the moment.
Yeah, an explosion just took place at the Mbengwe Park, that's in Bamenda town, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and
the helicopter, or the helicopter which was hovering the town when the defense minister was there, was, from the sources I'm getting, is that they shot a general, some of the military men were assigned to move to where no PT did the act, and they refused, and one of them got angry and shot one of the generals, so they needed an intervention from the hierarchy.
Okay, so
there's another version I'm getting.
All right, we'll find that out. That cannot be hidden from us. We'll find that out. Thank you for the call.
Okay.
All right. Ground zero. This is, I guess this is a bad connection here. All right. Okay. Secretary Chris, I just want to say that Victoria is violating the laws of this land and must not go free. All this lockdown. Yes, ma'am, you are correct. We will not allow them to go free. Okay. Sir, your call is muted. You call me with a muted line. I don't know. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Hello, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Victoria.
Okay, and what is your contribution? You guys are the one defying lockdown in Victoria? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, Secretary Chris. Make a talk for Pidgin.
All right, go on.
Yes. The Paco, they need to respect the ghost town because of the B way it be surrounded the whole area. But I want to send this news for Petit Sombo. His name is Sombo, Petit Sombo. And I want to make our restoration forces and make the Amazon that they know say all that their machine gun the way they don't play that they attack them. All na bulu yes. Na bulu all make me man no fear. And what you did as a team up in so make I want to encourage us, make we continue for do the draft. We continue for draft for support our restoration forces them on the ground. Yeah, I want to for talk.
Thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will take the last caller, and I will call it a day. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello? Yeah, good evening, Secretary.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Meroun.
All right.
It seems that you picking two calls, so I'm hearing somebody is talking from the back.
Yes, go on. I can hear you clearly.
Okay. I just want to say that people should not come on and be saying thank you, Secretary Chris. They know you are doing a good job for the Ambazonians, and every Ambazonian to stand up and do their own part of the job. Drafting those people, those restoration forces are not fighting with their hands. People have to go and draft. I mean, some of those countries are not functioning because they don't have materials. And if they don't draft and they keep on coming on the TV and saying, thank you, Secretary Chris, that is not going to help the revolution.
Yes, sir. Absolutely on point. Thank you for the call. That will be the last caller of the day, ladies and gentlemen. The calls keep on coming in, but unfortunately the time is up, and the last caller is right. Coming here to say thank you, Secretary Chris. You are doing a great job. I appreciate those compliments a lot, and it really a lot. They get me doing what I am doing here. But I think more than that, we can all make sure that we are contributing in supporting these fighters who are the ones putting their lives in the front lines to defend and to win this war for us. If you are out there, you haven't drafted, please, it is not late to draft. Draft for your LGA, draft for your county. Again, if you haven't drafted, do that. And if you drafted and you haven't redeemed yet, please do so. Redeem it. These boys will not fight with their bare hands. They fight with equipment. And those things are expensive. Very, very expensive. Do you know how much one RPG, let me call it bullet, they call it, the professional word for it is head. RPG head. But let me call it to in the lay language so everybody understands. One RPG bullet is ranges between 200 to 400,000 francs CFA. One, just one. So when people are out there saying RPGs, 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 they are not cheap. They are not cheap. You get one, you have to feed it. Feed it by making sure they have their heads, they have the bullets. So please, again, the last caller got it right. Let us not only be calling to say thank you for a great job. You really want to appreciate what we are doing here. We're just playing our own role. And those fighters are really the heroes who, if they die, if people are dying, they are the ones dying because they are the ones in front of those tankers and those helicopters and the French Cameroon scouts with their weapons. So let's be patriots, all of us. Let's be all patriots. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go, I remind you, beginning next week, the beginning on Monday actually, ABC will be carrying out some very special programming to showcase our 60th independence anniversary right here again at ABC. Again, beginning Monday, we're having special programming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the way to Friday. We'll be having a very special package of programming showcasing who we are, where we have been, where we're coming from, where we are going, beginning Monday. And I just want to remind all of you again that Friday next week will be our 60th independence anniversary. I want to get images from Europe, from Asia, from the USA, from Canada. Send me image. God, you guys, Ambazonians, come together, celebrate, raise the flag, sing the anthem, take videos, horizontal videos, send to me here at ABC on the number that you find on the screen. Send it to the number you find on the screen, and we will make sure that we broadcast those images of Ambazonians commemorating the 60th anniversary of independence. So that's the number on the screen. Take the images, forward them to me on that number. That is a WhatsApp number. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. I look forward to coming back here by the grace of God, I believe, on the Monday or Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in. You have a good night. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Amazonians, it is about the slow but sure depletion, if not stopped. Please listen once more. This is the moment to rise up and save what remains. Like Pontius Pilate, the Vice Chancellor is fast trying to wash his hands. Amazonians, if God forbid we fail in this war, they will take back everything they have allowed us to manage. We must remain steadfast or lose the war. They sold our institutions and our resources for positions, for money, for power, and for influence. Why we fight to recover it all? We must not allow such enablers continue selling us. We must neutralize their plans, and if need be, neutralize them too. From today, we declare an end to these permanent military gendarmes or police checkpoints in all of Amazonian streets and roads. It is therefore incumbent upon us to stop tomorrow's murder today.
This is the state of the struggle with your anchorman Chris Anu, Amazonia's spokesperson.
yeah.